Your day has arrived. The price of silver and gold have gone through the roof. What are you going to do? In this video, we're going to talk about several key points you need to consider. First, we'll cover expectations. Secondly, we're going to talk about what are some real concrete things you can do if and when the price does explode. And finally, we're going to talk about some investing wisdom, some secrets that have been passed down through the generations that you can apply if and when you get in that situation where the price of gold and silver have exploded. You might find out that it's a little harder to deal with than we think. Like we just think out like, oh, it'll be great, gold and silver will go up. But it could actually be quite stressful because you'll be faced with some major decisions. We're going to talk about that in this video, how you can deal with it, you and me. Let's get started right now. First, let's talk about managing our expectations, because it's been said by a very wise person that expectations are premeditated resentments. Ever hear of a guy named Rick Rule? A lot of people know who he is in the gold and silver community. I really like him. I've always gained a lot from listening to Rick Rule. And he said when it comes to like predicting when gold will go up, when silver will go up, when anything will skyrocket, it's important not to confuse what is inevitable with what is imminent. Wanted to make sure I got that right for you. Meaning, even though we know that eventually the price of gold and silver, the value will skyrocket, that doesn't mean it's going to happen tomorrow, next month, or even this year for that matter. It could, right? We're rooting for it. And boy, the big picture situation sure looks like it's that way, but we need to keep our expectations in check so we're not walking around angry all the time that the price of gold and silver have not immediately shot to the moon. I have this great neighbor who I became very close with. He's a retired colonel from the United States Army. We used to drink a lot of beer together back when I used to drink a lot of beer. And he used to always say to me, "Patience, grasshopper." And that applies to the situation that we're in with precious metals right now. We need to be patient. It's okay to know, right, the thesis and believe that it's going to happen, but we could drive ourselves crazy if we expect it to happen this afternoon or early next week. But let's talk about the fun stuff now. When it does happen, when the price of gold and silver skyrocket, what are we going to do? One big key thing we need to remember is that a window will open, right? A window of opportunity where the value proposition of trading silver, trading gold for other real assets might be in favor of actually doing that, getting rid of some of your silver and gold. But you want to make sure you're doing that for real assets that are going to be productive in the future. Don't forget, when you turn into Mr. Big Bucks, when the price of gold and silver do go to the moon, don't forget to keep coming back to Ron's Basement. Even then, you'll still be very welcome here. I honor the fact that you join me. I hope you find some camaraderie, some friendship. Come back, subscribe. Please give the video a thumbs up and leave a comment in the comment section below. And I'll tell you specifically what I would be looking at to trade my silver, trade gold for in that situation. Look, one thing you can consider is farmland, acreage that's productive, that can grow crops, right? Right now, an acre of good farmland sells for about 10,000 US dollars. I would be looking to trade about 20 ounces of silver for 1 acre of productive, good quality farmland if and when the price of silver explodes. Another thing you can look at is a house, right? A decent 3-bedroom, let's say like rental house, one that's in good condition. I watched another whole video by another YouTuber about how much silver you should trade for a house, blah, blah, blah. And the whole time I'm thinking about 1,000 ounces. And at the end of his video, that's what he basically said. So again, I would agree with what he said about 1,000 ounces of silver for a good quality 3-bedroom rental house that you could rent out and make some money off of. I would even consider some stocks, like let's say ExxonMobil, the big oil and gas producer. They've got a ton of assets, not that much debt. That stock right now trades for about, $120 per share. If I could get a share of ExxonMobil for maybe 1 ounce maximum silver, I would consider that to be a good value proposition. Now, another big key. Let's talk about some of these trading secrets, wisdom. One thing you've got to remember, when this happens, guys, it will be stressful. I'm going to warn you. I know it's like right now easy to fantasize like, oh, the price will go to the moon and I'll be rich, but it'll actually be a stressful situation. Trust me, I've been in it before. When you have an investment that performs astronomically well, then you're like, oh, what do I do? Should I sell now? Should I hold it? Should I go higher? And then you sell and it goes high. It can be a very stressful situation. One big key fundamental that I believe in that was told to me a long time ago by a very successful trader is this. Sell half. Don't sell everything at once. Don't liquidate all your silver, all your gold, if you hold gold, all in one fell swoop. He told me, Ron, sell half and hope that you're wrong. Meaning, if you think it's time to sell half of it and hope that you were wrong and that you were selling too soon because you still own half of what you originally had. And if that continues higher, that's all the better. Another big thing to consider when thinking about when to sell physical silver, physical gold, or the mining stocks for that matter, I once heard Ross Beatty. Ross is a legend. He's one of the coolest guys ever in the precious metals mining sector. I once heard him say that the time to sell a mining stock is when all the ducks are quacking. Quack, 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 meaning everybody's talking about it. Hey, I went to a Super Bowl party last night, had a great time at my neighbor Dan's house. Really a good guy, really a great friend. We hung out there for, 3 or 4 hours. Guess what? Nobody talked about silver or gold. And yes, believe it or not, I kept my mouth shut. I didn't talk about it. I didn't bring it up because most people just don't care. The lesson there is when you go to a Super Bowl party with people that aren't gold and silver enthusiasts now, and all they want to talk about or all they want to ask you about is gold and silver, that might be the time to think about selling. When all the ducks are quacking. When people that don't really right now have any interest in gold and silver suddenly are keenly interested, that's the time that we can say, yeah, sure, I got some I can sell to you. Here you go. But don't sell it all at once. Remember, sell half and hope you're wrong. Hey, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you got some education, maybe a little entertainment. Most of all, I hope you feel at home here with me in the basement because you are always welcome here. You take care of yourself, and I'll see you soon.